Hey, how you doing? Tony Wasinski, official area of the podcast series. Happy holidays, Frankie Bergasetti.
Hey, how you doing? Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. I like that. You sound like Virginia McCaskey. I was over at the Bears game the other night. All the employees are saying, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. I said, Happy holidays. He said, have a great tasting Les Philly Miller Lite. I said, I will. It's the beer of the Bears. It's the greatest beer around. I love a Miller Lite.
So you're telling me a lot of people are drinking Miller Lite at the stadium?
You have absolutely no idea. It seemed like every other person was at least double-fisted.
Now, were other people wearing Miller Lite merch?
I noticed there was a lot in the crowd. It seemed like some people, but I wish more people were wearing the merch.
Now, where can people get it at?
Shop.millerlite.com. My nephew David's always wearing it proudly, and people always say, hey, David, where do you get this sweatshirt? And David says, go to shop.millerlite.com.
Now, it's impressive. I went to the site over there the other day, and they got a lot of good stuff.
I'm talking discounts. What'd you like? The towel? Did you get the bath towel for your shower naps?
The towel, I did get that. They got a lot of, just a lot of good merchandising for any time. If it's warm out, cold out, whatever, Miller Lite got you covered. Shop.millerlite.com because Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Give the gift of Miller time this holiday season by going to MillerLite.com/redline to find the delivery options near you. Or pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. 'Tis Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Hey, Dan. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Chicago sports fans. This is Barstool Carroll.
And White Sox, Dave.
Chief. Eddie.
And this is Redline Radio, an all-gas, no-break Chicago sports podcast brought to you by Miller Lite and Barstool Sports Chicago. As a disclaimer, we just got done recording some stuff. We're coming out. This is our last Redline Radio of the year. Mm-hmm. It has been a tumultuous sports year, to say the least. We end the year in basically worse position than we started it. And so at that, I'd like to see if anybody has any burning year-end stuff they want to get off their chest.
Dave, I did notice your intro today was very NPR-ish. That was nice.
NPR-ish?
Yeah.
What
It was
does that
very proper. This is White Sox.
They
Dave.
talk in muted tones like this. This is White Sox Dave coming to you from Redline Radio.
That was
how
pretty
they
good,
talk.
Chief.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Do you
A little
practice
crossover
it?
promo.
I've had a few NPR podcasts in my day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I couldn't get through it. Don't have the attention.
Who's the
span.
guy who does the shows that's like, and then Caesar crosses the river, and at this point, the Celtics don't know they're going to be slaughtered.
You talking about my guy, Dan Carlin?
Is that how he sounds?
Dude, he's
He can be not to that extreme, but he has
I was exaggerating.
Yeah, he puts emphasis on he's one of those guys who'll be talking in a certain way, and then he'll he's humorless, and then but his thing is he amps up the intensity on things that he knows people. It's a 4-hour long episode. He probably knows people fade in and out, and he wants your attention. He gets it by doing stuff like what Carl just did.
Yeah.
I worked this summer at NPR station.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You were
I mean, it
working
was
at
just
a fucking strip club.
It was
calling
tell a
out
story,
the
Ed.
girls.
but it was just it wasn't like MP. It was just the school,
Red Ed working for NPR.
the
what a
school radio
surprise.
station,
What did they have you do?
and it was NPR. It was a sports report.
Is that how you? No,
give me your voice
no.
then.
You didn't really need to do that. You
Is
were
that
just
how you
breaking
got
in for the
into-
reports during the middle of the NPR? The quick
Well, let's
break-
hear it.
quick
So-
briefs.
So,
Yeah.
like our favorite
briefs.
former update anchor at the Score. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, I guess, but
Why do you have to go there every time?
Well, that's the example. That's what it sounds like he's
But
describing.
yes, technically yes. Technically yes.
So Carlos Zambrano.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me an
Well, are you-
example.
Carlos
Yeah,
Zambrano
give
went
us an
7
example.
1/3 with 4 Ks.
Excellent.
Cubs still lost to the Houston Astros. Did you ever hear that? That's a great Artie Lang and Norm Macdonald, Bob Uecker story. Have you ever heard that?
I don't think
How
so.
it's
Yeah.
done?
Okay. This is one of the greatest stories of all time.
You've heard this before?
Yes, please.
That I guess Bob Uecker just has the filthiest mouth of all time.
I can.
I've
imagine.
heard that.
And
yeah.
they were in the box with him, and whenever they were sitting there, and it was it was like the Cardinals Cubs or something.
Yeah.
And Bob Uecker, there's a cough button, so when you cough, you hit it, and it takes you off for a second. And it'd be like, there it goes, ground ball to short. Look at the tits on that broad, and he gets him out at first base. You know what I mean?
That's exactly
Yeah.
how he tells the
Exactly,
story
yeah.
too.
Look at the tits on that. Wow, 3-2 pitch to Sosa. Look at the tits on that, bro. Oh, and he struck out. It's just
Yeah.
I guess he's just filthy. And,
That's amazing. I can't believe he's never slipped up.
I know, right? He
He's
never
just
got
a pro.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
on my
man.
Mount Rushmore of people I would like to sit in a dive bar, drink some Miller Lite, and just lob questions to for like 6 hours.
So what's the story about Bob Uecker then? He didn't have a good relationship with Artie afterwards because Artie went around and was telling the story, or what's
he
the
was
fallout
pissed.
from
Yeah,
that?
well,
Because Norm
because-
Macdonald stayed friends with Bob Uecker. They played golf together.
Well, Norm introduced Artie to him because they were doing like a Miller Lite commercial, and oddly enough, yeah, and so then after that, he saw Norm the next time. He's like, "Man, that fucking Artie Klein guy, he's pretty short on
yeah,
content.
real fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Pretty short on content." You know? It's like, no, Bob. It's like you're just really funny.
Yeah. Bob is a funny guy. Can someone just say something about the Monday night game so we can say we talked about it?
Thomas Grant, bright future here.
All right.
Is that the DB?
No, and that's
Yeah.
talking football.
Graham looked okay.
I mean, look, it's the end of the year. It's just grinding it out. No one wants to watch. It was embarrassing. They can't, like, how many times were they in the red zone? Came away with 9 points. A last-second touchdown, which they didn't let him kick the field goal, which would have covered the bet. But it's tough. It's tough, but it's just, we were just kind of waiting for Nagy and Pace to get fired at this point. And that was one thing, at least I appreciated the broadcast. They really hammered that home. The broadcast was like, oh, well, we don't know who's going to make the decision on who the next coach should be. So it's like, it's not like anybody wavering on anything about who, are they safe? Could they potentially? It's like, no. Get these guys the fuck out of here, and let's start over.
Again.
And then the only thing I want to bring up is Tevin Jenkins. He seems like a drive killer. Seems like kind of a bad guy. Seems like a tough guy. But
I
Seems
disagree.
like an idiot.
Nah,
I disagree.
He's just rusty as fuck.
He was better than last night.
He was better last night, and then I don't know, like that whole thing where maybe he doesn't have to push the guy's face mask, but I like a guy. Maybe that's just the hockey guy in me, but like someone that takes liberties with your quarterback and you get in his face and you like, hey, like that's not okay here. If that's going to be your left tackle and that's going to be your quarterback, set a culture of doing, standing up for each other. I like that. So I'll take that 15-minute penalty when you're 4-9 against the Vikings late in the year. Like I don't care about that. I liked that. I liked that element of him. But I guess, yeah, like it's something we've been talking about forever. Like you're just looking for things that you might be able to attach a little bit of hope to for the future. And I'll attach a little bit of hope to Tevin Jenkins based on that.
Stephen Shea described him as a nasty bitch.
Yeah.
S-O-M.
Yeah, he's a some bitch.
That's what he described
That's high
him as.
praise.
Okay, yeah, like, and that's what you knew you were getting into. I think an offensive line needs a guy like that. Now,
Yep.
obviously, since he's a rookie, some might think it's early, and I don't even really like. I'm with you. I don't really hate it, and I also don't even hate Jermaine Ifedi like pulling him aside because like someone needs to have that role too.
Yeah.
There are different
sure.
roles
Because
that
it
need to
can
be
get out
covered.
of control.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be Whitehair or James Daniels. That's just not how they roll.
Right.
They're just more soft spoken. They do their thing in the interior. So I don't hate it. He's been penalized a lot. That's like, but it's a bigger. But he's still,
I think
a couple games.
To his point, it's a false start
yeah,
here.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
I'm
not holding.
yeah.
against
And
the
then
guy.
he's playing left tackle, which he didn't play in college. He was a right tackle in college, so there's going to be an adjustment to the NFL, new position, all that. Team sucks.
At the end of the day, doing that in a 4-10 team means nothing.
'Kay.
It doesn't matter.
Perfect.
It doesn't matter. Now, let him get that lesson out of the way then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, isn't that what we want?
Yep.
Like, this is the value in Tevin Jenkins doing this now versus in week 4 next year if he didn't play this year. So,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a good take. I like that. The only thing I came in from that was different is because like now it's his second game. He was a big draft pick. There was a little bit of a skirmish. That's literally the only player note I had, and I like what you're saying about this because I had written him off this year and assumed that like next year you're just like, all right, the injuries are that bad. We'll never see with this guy. But they did say that like he was great. He like technically was much improved from his first start, like you're saying with the Russ and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep. I liked that. I thought, Fields had a few moments, but it's just tough.
Yeah.
It's just tough. And but like he has a few balls where you throw where it's like maybe with the right guy, with the right coach, if they can just get somebody in here to like. I'm not like I feel like a lot of people, at least in my mentions, are like calling him a bust already, and I just think that's
There's been some concerning shit for sure.
Definitely.
the
But like,
fumble.
I think I saw it maybe it was John said it the best. That listen, all three things can be true. Like Fields needs to play better, and like he's a rookie, and things are going to be corrected. B, he needs better shit around him. And then C, he needs a better fucking play caller. He needs to be putting a better shit. Like all three things can be true, and I think that's a big takeaway with Fields. But
yeah, he's also 21.
Made it through primetime. Done with primetime games. There's a Seattle game. There's another Vikings game, and there's a Giants game, and then we're.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys felt. Like we always talk about like emotions and how it's like mad after that Baltimore loss. I didn't care.
No.
Like I turned
it off.
Yeah, like I was
whatever.
I was pretty, nothing to me. Like just
I was mad at the end.
non-emotional.
I was mad at the
Why?
end.
Because you had the spread.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was juicy.
Yeah. So I wanted that, and then
Did you get it at 7.5?
Did I what? No, I had it. I know it was at 7 from when I got it myself. So it's like that extra point would have been a push. But yeah, no, it's.
Did you love that +7?
I liked it a lot. I liked the over. I talked myself into the over too.
You talked me into the over.
I would like to apologize for that.
That's tough.
Because it just comes down to the same thing, man. Like, and we can only just say this shit till we're blue in the face, right? Like everyone knows the situation. But Matt Nagy is just a sorry ass coach. Dude.
He is.
Like he's just sorry. Like to just continually put out that offensive input is just pathetic, and it's an indictment on him. And it's just he's just sorry, dude.
He just sucks.
He's just a bag of shit.
Can we at least shout out the defense for they competed?
Yeah, dude, that's
they
fucking DBs.
Dude,
like,
yeah. Well, Hicks has no reason to play in this
no
game.
reason. I was stunned. Like,
he was an animal in that game.
I'm
Robert
just surprised.
Quinn's an animal.
Quinn's gonna set the fucking record for most sacks.
He probably will, but for the Bears record, yeah.
Like I always had a ton of respect for Hicks, but like just seeing him going out there and just putting on that performance for this dog shit team makes me like him a lot more.
Yeah,
too, dude.
Roquan
like,
too. Yep.
Yeah.
Here's this done. For a little. I think probably you guys follow Jonathan Wood. Good Bears follow. Really good Bears follow. Kirk Cousins had 61 net passing yards. Dalvin Cook averaged 3.2 yards per pop. And Minnesota didn't score any defensive or special teams touchdowns, and the Bears still got blown out.
Yeah.
That's a level of incompetence on offense that is just fucking pathetic.
And the special team, it was like when the Bears were like never in the game, but they're also never out of the game based on the score. And when the Damian Bird muffed that punt, like I laughed out loud. Oh, it's just like this team. They can't do anything right with the football, even catch a punt.
I had a laugh out loud moment, which it was right before that. I turned it off. I was like, I'm done with this game. Like this game, it's not watchable for me anymore. And as soon as I laughed out loud and turned it off, 2 minutes later, I saw Twitter going crazy because of the muffed punt. And I'm like, it's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get out and get into something else here, just quick. I was not actually mic'd up on Monday Night Football, so that was.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It was just like I was in a skybox with a funny story about that. One of my regular buddies, like that I've been hanging out with since college, he's CPD, is one of our competitors. Like he's like a local VIP, and he's like a regular CPD blue shirt guy. So he had a skybox last night. And he was like, hey, I got the box. I'm in a box. I thought he was joking. He's like, yeah, I've got VIP. I'm not naming who our competitor was. And I'm like, oh, who are you a guest with? He's like, I'm the VIP. I'm like, no, you're not. There's no fucking way that they brought, like when we went out to Pittsburgh and they had those VIPs and we were sitting in the box with them. So he was like, I'll be around the box if you want to, if you're around. And I was with another guy who does the proven stuff or something. So long story short is I thought that was a nice little aside though. A buddy that I have known for like 15 years, regular blue shirt, CPD, out, patrolling the streets and stuff. And then on the side, he's like, yeah, I didn't know you were that good at gambling. He'll send me fucking 3-paragraph text messages at 4:00 in the morning about why he likes a certain basketball player to go over 9.5 rebounds in a game. And I've always thought of him like, dude, you got a lot of info. This is fucking creepy stuff. And sure enough, we're sitting there and he's showing me his prop slit. And he hit thousands of dollars worth of prop bets last night in the suite. One of the coolest fucking things. And he's not a loudmouth guy about like, yeah, I bet this and that. I got this and that. But anyways, we were together and we saw the fucking clip of the guy being like, after further review, we suck. I just got tagged on it. I thought it was clearly obvious. I was like, oh, the mics picked me up. Like, people actually think that it's me. Like, people are tagging other people
I thought
on
it was-
Twitter
I-
being like,
it gave me a
hey,
couple
this is
second
Carl.
listens. I'll
It's
say
like,
that.
no, that's not me at all.
I mean, you were in a box. It's impossible.
Impossible to be me.
Yeah, you would have to be on field level.
Now, the guy who said, after further review, we suck, that guy deserves something. He deserves something. Whether it's whatever he wants, public recognition, if Miller Lite wanted to come back and be like, we're going to send this guy a couple cases of beer.
Is there any truth to you being poached by the competitor? That might be the real story here.
Yeah, that's the real story. No, but it was actually interesting because in the introductions, the competitor was like, "Can I come work for you guys?" And I was like, "Sure." Send me
Oh,
your resume."
really?
Yeah.
Did they think you were a spy?
No, I don't think they thought I was a spy. They thought that I was friends with John. Okay, for comfort and reasons around the holidays, I'm gonna be wearing a lot of bare bottom.
Bare bottom's great. I love bare bottom.
How much you love bare bottom, Chief?
I mean, I'm not wearing it right now. Carl just went for a look, so that's authenticity right there. I only tell you guys the truth. I'm not currently wearing it. I will be wearing it when I go home. So I have they're like a khaki kind of pant,
Stretchy, yeah.
stretch pant, awesome. That was like a part of my holiday attire at Thanksgiving. I'm gonna run it back for Christmas. So it's like if you need something that's comfortable but also looks nice, bare bottom's the way to go. It's my favorite hoodie. I love bare bottom. I wear them all the time.
You said that the word you were looking for was the stretch joggers.
That's exactly right.
I kind of disagree with their descriptor right there. I wouldn't necessarily wear them to go jogging. I think they're just great for like business casual, like a family party
Yeah,
or going out to a bar on a Friday night.
I don't think people really wear joggers for jogging.
I mean, I don't. I just figured they were called joggers because people.
They
jog in
might have
them.
been originally that, but it's kind of like a design of the pant, I think, of how.
Okay,
they fit.
but yeah, it's. You guys make fun of me because I wear the hoodie like without washing it for weeks on end. It's
a great
and
hoodie.
it's true, but it's a great hoodie. Like bullshit aside.
You were talking to Marty about bare bottom when he was here, right? That's the company you guys.
Well, yeah,
really
this is like completely off camera and like off the record and everything. He's like, I fucking love bare. I'm like, dude, I wear it all the time.
It's
like legit all the time.
It's the only pant that I would wear to like a dinner and not feel like I have to take off as soon as I get home because they're actually still like comfortable.
right.
You're gonna sit on them in the couch.
And we are men of girth in this office, I would say. The like elasticity. I don't know if that's the appropriate term for it.
It works. It stretches.
It's just so much better than fucking just Kohl's jeans or Banana Republic or whatever you're wearing. And as we say that, you're trying to play footsie with me under the desk.
I am.
Yeah, you just hit my foot. That's a fucking weird
It's
move.
all the way over there. That was not me.
Something hit me.
Wasn't me.
Something hit me.
My foot have not left the bottom.
Where
of my
can
chair.
people get the bare bottoms? What kind of percentage are we giving off? What's going on?
Well, you get 10% off your first order by going to barebottomclothing.com/redline. So it's BEAR like the animal, bottomclothing.com/redline. And that's 10% off. 10% off is not no small discount. And this is like, I wish, this is the time of year where you're giving gifts, this and that. I feel like dads have not been introduced to the jogger pant, and they should. So get your dad a pair of
like a
joggers.
generational gap thing.
Yeah. I feel like that's like it was like a Lululemon thing.
No, I don't like that though, because I like when dads. I like the fact that dads don't look cool, like, and dads don't have to look cool, and like I do like the gap.
I want my dad to be comfortable, and these are comfortable pants. I'm gonna get a pair of bare bottoms
now
for
we're
my dad.
talking.
Yeah.
Actually, why the fuck would I talk you guys out of buying stuff for
I
this holiday?
don't know.
What am I
don't know.
doing?
Yeah.
Buy it for everyone. Buy
Yeah.
some for your dad.
Bare bottom.
All right. I heard a rumor White Sox Dave wants to fight Jake Paul.
I don't. Jake Paul would just turn my face into a catcher's mitt. I don't want to fight Jake Paul. He would fucking destroy me.
He's a real fighter.
I do want to fight Ed.
Why do you want to fight me?
I'm joking, Ed. I don't want to fight you. Not today, at least. I'm over this whole fucking Jake Paul thing.
Dude, it's
like this-
How can you be over him at the point when he just killed a guy?
yeah, this weekend.
I understand. I
Coming
saw,
into this weekend, I had no interest. Like, it was
Now are you interested?
That's the first Jake Paul fight I haven't bought.
me too.
And I'm like, dude, I don't care. You know what's going to happen, probably. He's going to win. Like,
Not like that though.
I
dude.
understand.
Did you see the technical reason why he was supposed to be able to land that punch?
No.
Apparently, he had thrown the same setup into body punches or whatever
throughout the whole fight? Yeah.
for that and the other time he fought him, where like he stepped back, he dropped his shoulder, and he apparently had been setting it up so that when he stood back, dropped his arm, Woodley was going to defend his body.
Just
And then
upstairs.
he, like the clean look in. Now, I don't know shit about boxing. You're just trying to watch it a couple times to get a sense of it. But that is without a doubt the hardest knockout I've ever seen.
Because I didn't
Oh,
order
no.
it.
Ever
this time.
seen?
I've never seen
Dude,
anybody
check
sleep
out-
like that.
Check out. Here's a good one.
Pull it up
Ricky Hatton versus Manny Pacquiao. That was a first round knockout too. Or I think it might have been second round. That was an awesome one. Then
Wait, I got it. Keep going.
or Pacquiao versus Ricky Hatton.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
right
like that ended Ricky Hatton's career. And
Yeah, he
Ricky
was
Hatton
never
was
the
like
same.
a fucking superstar boxer. Everybody loved him. English, really exuberant. There's been better ones. I thought the Darren Williams Frank Gore fight was better, from what I saw of it on Twitter and everything. I mean, Darren Williams, I would have never. He's a
Dude, poor
bad
Frank
Managerial.
Gore. Poor Frank Gore.
Why poor Frank Gore?
Short.
He had like a 30-year NFL career, one of probably best running backs ever.
I think he's top 5 all-time rushing yards.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the point. The big thing is everyone says Frank Gore's so good. He's got so many rushing yards. But at the same time, people can't even think of one great Frank Gore moment. And now
No, he
this
was
is
just
our
steady.
Frank Gore moment that he got the fuck beat out of him by Darren Williams.
I would have guessed it would have gone the other way because NFL, basketball,
Nah,
like,
but if
one's
you-
the macho sport, one's not really.
The people that are paying attention aren't surprised because as soon as the fight was taken, everyone's like, oh, this is crazy. But then a lot of reports came out that Williams has like a boxing gym in Texas.
In the Houston area, I believe
Yeah.
he. So I guess he's trying to like actually look into doing this as a actual thing. It wasn't just like a gimmick. So, and everybody knows, including
It's
Jake
crazy
Paul.
to me that these guys, because it's like
It's not a money thing. Like he
just enjoys it.
He enjoys it. He has a boxing gym. He's like, this is my first pro fight, like, or not pro fight, amateur fight, but he's like, he wants to be a professional boxer. He enjoys it. He doesn't need the money. He's not, strapped for cash or anything. Frank Gore, he said he wanted to do it one time just to give it a shot, and he's like, yeah, I'm done. Like,
Le'Veon Bell is calling out, I think, Jake or Logan Paul.
He's another guy I'm
And he's
kinda
been
done
saying,
with.
yeah, but he's like, apparently he's like a trained boxer. They were saying,
He's a freak athlete.
Yeah. Now, what?
Nothing.
Okay.
dude, and that's the thing. Like, Jake Paul calling out Canelo. First of all, Jake Paul's got what, 50 60
yeah,
pounds on
probably.
Canelo?
Yep.
Canelo's a 135, 40 pounder. I think. But even so, Jake Paul's like fucking huge. It's like,
You do got to respect him to some degree, though.
oh, I respect the fuck out of it, dude. He's getting
Yeah.
bags of money, just duffel bags of money dropped off at his door. Like, of course. And to his credit, he's turned into, I think, and I don't, like Carl said, I don't know anything about boxing, but
Canelo's the undisputed champion at 168.
168,
They're saying
okay, so not
he and
even
Usyk
close to
might
what.
fight too.
But he's
He and who?
shed to like
Usyk.
140.
He keeps going up.
Yeah,
So, but fighting at 168 is a pretty good number.
that is. Paul should be at cruiserweight, I believe.
What's that? 200?
Around 200, yeah. And that wouldn't be like if he cut 10 pounds, maybe. I know in the contract for the first Tyron Woodley fight, there was something like Paul couldn't weigh more than 200, and Tyron Woodley, there had to be like a 30-pound gap. There had to be in the
Okay.
first contract. It was something like that. But like Canelo, dude, you're talking about one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. Like, I pray to God it happens because like a real boxer, I think they probably fucking hate this sideshow bullshit, and they're taken away from like actual fighting. I know we do it with Rough and Rowdy, but that's, in my opinion, completely different because you know what it is. It's not people parading around acting like they're fighters. I think that Canelo would try to end his soul, and I think that he would
Yeah,
end his
probably.
soul.
I think Canelo is where this charade ends. I think
Yeah.
Canelo.
Well, I mean,
Canelo is like one of the greatest fighters.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that we're even talking about like the charade ending with Canelo is kind of.
He's come a long way.
Like from what I've heard and read, I can't speak to the validity of it, is that in most of Paul's fights so far, all of them maybe, that there's a no knockout clause. The other person's not allowed to knock Paul out. Like with the Mayweather one, it was clear as day that Mayweather could have
Yeah.
ended him, but he like bear hugged him instead.
McGregor?
No, with the other Paul brother.
Logan.
He wasn't allowed to knock him out. So if some boxer steps up and just like breaches contract, I would love that.
Well, I mean, like that is still one of my favorite knockouts ever is Canelo against Amir Khan. Where
Canelo, I love Amir Khan. He's got the worst chin of all time. His hands were so fucking fast.
So,
just,
well, it's like he goes through that punch after being knocked out on his feet. So like he goes over, like he starts throwing a punch before Canelo like lands it, and you could see like his body go numb, but the hand momentum still was going. He missed the punch, but it was like an all time great knockout. It looked like it was out of a video game. You got it up right now.
I got it up right now.
But how do they even like defend that? How you can't knock someone out? Like a knockout's just gonna happen.
He
right?
just folded him.
Yeah. Like that's what. Unless it's like you're playing like the old Biz thing, like it's tummy sticks. You know, like where you're just like you're not really fighting. It's more like a spar. Like if you're in a fight with the adrenaline going, like I don't know how you say like no knockouts unless it's you're just treating it like a sparring match. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Dave's just transfixed by this. Have you not seen that before?
I have.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I watched the Hatton one with Pacquiao. Was that first or second
Yeah,
round?
that's the second round.
It was the
That's
second round.
That's a tough left off his jaw.
Just
knocks him the
right
fuck
off
out.
his jaw and
We should
ended his career.
That's a good ball. Just rounding up. Great historic knockouts. Which reminds me, it's important when we talk about fighting. Take care of yourselves, guys. Not just physical health, mental health too. Innovative Care. If you guys are getting your ADHD medication and it's a pain in the ass, I can't talk about our friends at Innovative Care enough. Go to innovativeadd.com to sign up. If you're a resident of Illinois, they take insurance, unlike most other companies that do this stuff. Innovativeadd.com. You just sign up for one appointment, and then everything is done online and easy. It's the easiest way to manage your prescription if you're a resident of Illinois. This is only for people resident of Illinois.
Yeah, and it is a real medical clinic, so it's not one of those online-only refill services. It's a real medical clinic. That's a differentiator. They're medical providers you can trust. You'll definitely want to use them, like Carl said, for your ADHD management. But you can turn to them for all sorts of other things, from primary care to urgent care, too. So, like we said, innovativeadd.com. Insurance, and like Carl said again, have to be a resident of Illinois, so there's no reason why you guys shouldn't be checking that out.
Kind and compassionate people over there.
Which is
That's
the name of the game.
Got to have good bedside manner. Everybody knows that.
All right, from one octagon to another, one ring to another. I'm interested in this. I saw Eddie was talking about people going to the bar singing karaoke alone, and Castellani was like, "I love to do it." Are you against it, Eddie? Do you sing karaoke? Do you have a song? I'm kind of interested. Like, why did karaoke catch your fucking crossfire the other day?
Because I was at a bar and some guy walked in by himself. He went up to the bartender. He said, "I want a club soda, no lime, no lemon, no ice." He set it down. He put his jacket down. He went up there. He sang one song. It was called Georgia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ray Charles.
Yes,
baby.
yes. No, it wasn't the Ray Charles one. It was, I forget exactly what it was. And tore the roof off the place.
Wow.
Grabbed his jacket and left.
That's
it.
That's a power move.
It was crazy.
Where was this at?
It was
Crazy.
not Georgia on my mind.
It was
Was
at,
it Trader Todd's?
No, it was at a Northwest Side bar called Jimmy Mac's on Northwest Highway. That is a hole in the wall, like dump, like not a dump. It's you know what I mean. But it's
a hole in the wall.
Yeah,
How many
exactly.
people were there? Was it like a good crowd for this guy to be?
10,
10?
15.
So you tore the. So you
I mean, the
have
guy
to be.
was not enough for Eddie to know the guy went in there and ordered a club soda, no ice, no lemon, nothing. Like,
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like, what is it? Tore the roof off the place. What does that look like for a bar of 10?
I mean, like you just know a musical performance when you see one, and you just feel
You
it.
got the
and,
hair
like,
in the back of your neck stand
the
up.
energy turns from like kind of like a dive bar situation where people are just drunk to like, whoa, who's this guy?
Now I need to know what song it was if it wasn't Georgia on my mind.
I was hanging at my neighborhood corner bar last night, and it's open mic night, and the bartenders go up and play. They bring their guitars, they play and sing. And I got a buddy at the bar named Matt who's in his 50s, and the guy's just up there every night. And I play Golden Tea at this place and all this shit. And Matt literally was like, excuse me from this conversation, Carl. And it was his turn to go sing. And he got up there, and it was very similar now you're telling me the story, because he belted for like 15 people, neighborhood people. And it was like, yeah, and it was awesome. And then he gets done. He just sits down. He's like, who wants a shot? And it was like, holy fuck,
Yeah,
man.
dude. And maybe it's just, since it wasn't Ray Charles, it's hard to like,
Yeah.
you know, it was such a different rendition where it kind of
Okay.
like played with my brain.
Well, I'm trying to think of other songs that were with George in it.
Yeah, that had to be it then.
Well, I mean,
The Devil Went Down to Georgia. It
Midnight
wasn't that.
Train to
I
Georgia.
know it wasn't. It wasn't Midnight Train to Georgia.
That's a great song. That's a great karaoke song too.
Yeah, and it was unbelievable. There's a lot of people on Northwest Side. I was just come to see.
Are
Like,
you sure it wasn't Rich Girl by Hall & Oates?
no, it wasn't.
Good
that.
song.
Another,
These people travel, dude. It's crazy, but that's just like the passion for the karaoke game.
Do you think karaoke versus Golden Tee, like what's that scene look like to you? Which one?
I get
one
bored
do
of Golden Tee after like 3 holes. I do enjoy karaoke though. I do enjoy karaoke.
you did when we had the Christmas party last year. You basically turned it into karaoke, or 2 years ago.
Well, what?
You got up on stage and were singing a few songs.
Yeah, I did, but I didn't start it. They had karaoke going.
Do you have a song?
I go Big Me by the Foo Fighters. It's not a typical Foo Fighter song if you're not familiar with it. It's like a slow acoustic song, very good. I'll grab a girl and I'll do Summer Lovin' by Grease. It
That's a good
always
one.
makes them dripping wet, Ed.
There we go. I know which one you're talking about, David.
Nope, you can say it. I teed you up.
What?
You foul boy.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
no,
Carl.
sorry.
Thank you, Carl.
You're
But,
welcome, Dave.
Then I'll just go through the Rolodex. I'll get drunk and sing karaoke.
Run around, Sue.
Yeah,
Ryan
I-
Sue's a
Well,
good
that's
one.
because it's good because you can just
yeah, that was mine for a while, but it's actually a very hard karaoke song.
How do you figure?
Because
It's like fast and it's like
yeah,
a rap.
it's fast and like it's just hard to sound like that.
Well, it's like that
Like,
one. You
here's
kind of
my
need
like
yeah.
try to do the first
Sad
verse.
but
But
true
it's hard. It's hard. Like you
about a
can't-
girl that
here's
I
my
once
story, it's
knew.
that- yeah, it's hard. Like it's hard to sing.
Yeah.
It's a great song though, but you're right. You could just go up, like you could do that too.
Whoa.
But yeah, that was always mine.
Whoa.
But Chris Castellani's is Walking in Memphis, which is great.
That's
we
a
were
great-
just
yeah.
talking.
Does he just drive around Detroit looking for spots to sing that one?
Walking in Memphis. The Mark Cohn version,
Yeah.
specifically.
Have you ever
not the
paid-
Lone Star version, although I do like Lone Star.
Have you ever paid extra to jump the line?
No,
Oh, dude.
I've
Fucking.
not
Speaking of that,
I
you?
did at the College World Series to sing Piano Man.
really.
Yeah, I was out with a couple guys at the College World Series. Like, I got a song I do if I ever get a chance to do Piano Man. Trust me.
You
guys.
like how piano guys like refuse to play it? I
Yeah.
respect that.
Yeah, well, it's just so cheesy. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, it's the easiest song to get a room going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is
from
that-
like a playing and singing thing, if you pull out Piano Man, people go fucking.
where does that
nuts.
rank on your Billy Joel?
Top
Playlist?
10.
Okay.
Top 10. I mean, it hits, but it's not. It's probably like 6th or 7th, maybe.
We took a frat trip to Memphis, and that's Walking in Memphis is like that there.
You
Like
didn't
they
walk
don't-
out in Memphis.
No, they don't. Well, we just it was like the boys. Yeah,
How many guys?
I love Memphis.
the whole everybody went.
Beale Street.
I've never been there.
Peoria
It's-
Charter. Sorry.
No, I mean, I just want to shout out Memphis. Beale Street, unbelievable. They just take your idea at like the start of the street, and there's no cars. You just go nuts.
And it's huge.
It's huge.
Super wide.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of room.
It's like one of the best drinking cities in America, I would say. That strip of land there.
You've piqued my interest.
Memphis. I played baseball with a guy from Memphis. He said Memphis. You would have thought it was the longest fucking word. Memphis.
Yeah,
Memphis. So how long did you guys went there for a weekend on a bus?
just one night even. And we just turned right around.
We did that in New Orleans. Ended up sleeping in a bed of pee.
Yeah, we had a formal there a couple of years.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of walkout trips, I'm sure some of your friends had sex that weekend, or maybe not.
Yeah, I mean it would have been great for them to have Roman at that point.
Yeah, leave an impression on Memphis.
Yeah, they're just fucking.
Man, those ATOs from Southern Illinois really fucked us good.
After Dave pulls up Summer Lovin'.
true.
Then he reaches for Roman.
Think about that, Dave. All the times that you could have had a Roman swipe in your pocket back in the day. Now it's great that you have it when you sing "Summer Lovin'."
Yeah, it's the ultimate fail-safe, Ed. Don't have to worry about, two pump chumping it.
They're
anymore.
ready to go, and so are you.
Well, she's probably going to, she might have been with a guy who didn't have Roman. Now, if you get Roman, now you got an advantage.
Oh, 100% of the time.
Now the ball's in your court.
It is, and it keeps them coming back for more. If I can, say so myself.
No, you didn't.
What do you mean?
Well, it is the secret to longer lasting sex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was, pulling an Ed and, pulling he's known for doing the Jim from American Pie. If I was pulling an Ed, they're not going to be like,
All right, you're taking him to Pound Town.
Yeah.
Walking to Memphis.
I mean, that's what keeps them coming back for more.
Well, it isn't my personality or my looks, Carl. What else could it be?
It's just your dick that stays rock hard thanks to
Roman
swipes.
And how do you get Roman, Chief?
You go to getroman.com/redline and they get you your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a month.
Get out of here.
I kid you not. And I say this all the time. They're very generous about what they deem a month's worth.
This boner is brought
Depends
to you by
on
White
who
Sox
you are.
Dave.
I mean, me, it'd probably be a week's worth, but to each their own. So go to
Well,
Get
not
Roman.
everybody has them coming back for more the way that you do.
Well, that's thanks to Roman.
Yeah.
And promo code Redline. So it's getroman.com/redline.
Jesus.
That was a great ad read.
I never-
How would you guys
yeah.
like to break the ice after talking about sex for the last minute or two? Want to talk about the White Sox? I got a whole laundry list of fucking
Yeah,
White Sox shit.
actually, that's the
you
next
actually?
thing. That's
No,
that's the
absolutely
next thing on our list. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, no. Probably won't until, I would say, at least mid-January. We'll start getting those little leaks from Heyman and Rosenthal.
I'll
and
tell you something
Hassan.
that I'm really disappointed about. I was looking forward to running back the USA hockey thing at Declan's at 4 a.m. like we did back in 2014, and now it's canceled.
COVID?
COVID, the NHL is no longer sending players to China.
Unreal. Wait,
So,
they were going to send players to China?
yeah,
For
It
the
was in
Olympics.
China? Oh, for the Olympics.
for the Olympics, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So they didn't have it in 18. The NHL was like, we're not sending people to play in South Korea. But this year, because they want that sweet, sweet NBA streaming money that comes out of China, they're trying to grow the NHL in China. So they were going to put the best of the best for center stage. Patrick Kane, Austin Matthews, Seth Jones, all the best Americans. It was going to be a great team. I wanted to have a watch party at dawn the way we did in
That would've been
2014.
fucking so awesome.
And that was still one of my favorite days
Oh, yeah.
in the history
Oh, yeah.
of Barstool. People singing Lee Greenwood, Proud to be an American.
That TJ Oshie shootout back and
shootout.
forth.
Like, we're going to run that.
Everyone was just
exact
fucking plastered by
same-
9 a.m.
I was going to run that exact same thing back where they had a line down the street at 5 a.m.
People were coming from the hang-up, getting in
yeah,
line.
yeah, yeah.
Still
That was-
drunk. The
that
guy
was a
took the
great day.
shit.
Yep,
We had him on the show.
The guy took the shit.
yep.
And if you
Oh, yeah. That
had-
guy, he showed up to the NBA Jam tournament. He went to college with my buddy.
I backdoored his number within 10 minutes, and within 20 minutes, he was at Declan's on the podcast with us four and Big Cat doing the live show, talking about how he took a shit in
That's right.
in a stallless toilet at a bar at 7 a.m. watching hockey.
He's one of Chicago's great wild cards, that guy.
Oh, yeah.
At the NBA
Yeah.
Jam tournament, he bought a Cameron Payne jersey off some guy's back for like $100.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
one
he's
of the great,
crazy.
Yeah.
He's a great wild card.
Shout out to that guy. Okay, to managerial news, which moves the needle more here? Urban Meyer getting fired, or Buck
He's a
Showalter,
fucking all-time
or Buck
scumbag.
Showalter getting hired?
I mean, who's going to get Showalter's just all business. He'll do fine with the Mets, I believe. Good manager, great baseball guy. Urban Meyer's he's the more clickable clickbait headline. I think he's done. He's
I
just
think
a
so, too.
world-class fucking cunt. Just a piece of shit. And I said this the other day. It was on the Northwestern Message Reports. When he was like in his little hiatus, health issues, air quotes, and he was on Big Ten Network and doing TV gigs, breaking down the game. He knows more about football than anybody on the planet. And obviously that's embellishment, but he knows, like, I would learn something every time he would just go over a little 30-second highlight reel of,
Yeah.
Olave
Yeah.
at Ohio State going deep for 80 yards. But as it if I'm a recruit and I'm watching this whole Jaguars mess unfold before my eyes, I don't care if there's a 2 or 3 year. I'm like, I don't want to fucking play for that guy. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
I think he's done.
Come on, David. You know better than you're not going there to fucking be friends with someone. You want to make it to the next level, and Urban Meyer is one of the best people to do so. I mean, come on. Breaking news: the guy who had that fucking Florida team is not a good guy. What a shocker!
The all-time leader in arrest by a program. The only guy who didn't get arrested was Tebow.
Come on.
Yeah, but the guy also, like Eddie's point, he just pumps out fucking studs.
But on the flip side, sure, he does.
Well, then would you hire him for a college job?
Yes.
Other guys do that
heartbeat.
too. But if you're good enough, the NFL finds you regardless.
Tell me fucking Texas
Barstool
wouldn't die
Sports
for that motherfucker
tweeted-
right now?
The Barstool Sports
Oh,
account
Texas?
tweeted.
Yes, or any of these dead blue bloods, pseudo blue bloods. I know that's a fucking hot button issue.
Yeah, but like
people.
at UCLA,
Yeah, Florida State. You think they wouldn't fucking die for Urban Meyer right now? Give me
I
a
don't think they
break,
would.
dude.
I don't think they would, especially in the age of Me Too and cancel culture and all that shit. I don't think
how is
a lot
that?
of,
But how has that gotten to sports? That hasn't
I
impacted
think-
sports
What?
that much.
This
It's
is-
not like
think-
he's like reading for a part in Empire.
I think he'll get his shot, and I think the allure and mystique of Urban Meyer's worn off to the point where he wouldn't be successful.
I think that he would have a hard time too. At this point, I think he'd have to wait a year or two and find a way to rebuild his image, because I don't think
Dude, he is the ultimate trump card. All right, the NFL wasn't for me. It was the NFL. It's a totally different entity.
But it was everything else that got him fired.
Yeah.
Kicking a fucking
You're
kicker.
mad that he fucking hung out and he had a girl grind on him? That's not. that doesn't
I'm not
count.
mad. I'm not
Sure,
mad. But,
but, like-
now, if you're going to be a college program and you're going back in the living room, and he has the other one where he's giving a press conference, and you can see in the mirror that's one of his buddies, and again, I don't care, is ripping a giant bong. He's not supposed to be on camera, but it's in a mirror, and it's on his NFL Network spot, and it's just so he's got enough. It's all the Florida shit, that has come out. Fired from Ohio State for whatever violations, the disaster in in Jacksonville. This is not a guy that you want to entrust your kid with necessarily, the way that he could have just brushed all that stuff aside, that when nobody knew that he was defending a wife beater and harboring he's had a lot of black check marks against his name.
I don't disagree. But hey, let me get your son to the next level. That's what's most important.
If you're good enough,
He's
the
one of the
NFL finds
best.
you 100% of the time.
No, but
I was just about to
mean-
say the Barstool Sports account tweeted yesterday when Hicks had that sack. Hicks, the only player ever drafted out of the University of Virginia. Oh, it sounds like vagina. Haha. It's if you're good enough, the NFL finds you no matter what. No matter what, 100% of the time. Yeah, he can say that, but Ryan Day could say that. It's more about the university.
But he's backed
Florida
it
can
up,
say
though.
that.
That's my point.
But while that is true, Dave, there's a reason why Alabama puts 12 guys in the league every year, and that school has put Akeem Hicks in. You go to the places that make you better, that develop you as a player to get you that next
And
level.
that's not necessarily the coach. Alabama's been doing that for decades and decades. So is Florida. So is Miami.
Alabama was having a hard time for a long time before Nick Saban went there.
Okay, for the last 20 years, 2 decades. And it's going to continue when Saban leaves, too, you don't think?
It depends on who the coach is.
It did it with Ohio State. There you go.
Well, maybe Ryan Day was the right guy
I
for
mean,
them.
I just
if
don't think people understand how hard it is to go 83-9 in the Big Ten. I don't think people understand how hard that is and how many people
he's got
would sell their soul to the devil. You discount how many people would sell their soul for success. That's all I'm saying.
I think a lot of people thought Brett Bielema was done when they hired him at Illinois. People were like, "There's no fucking way that Bielema's done." Bielema is as good as he is too, I think, and I think he'll be fine for Illinois and win 6-7 games. Urban Meyer will go down as one of the winningest or most successful guys.
But Illinois getting Brett Bielema, I don't think Bielema had nearly the track record, positive or negative. I almost feel like Urban Meyer would have to take a job like that. He's not going to get the Penn State job if James Franklin leaves.
He's in the next category.
Franklin
So
ain't
I think
leaving
Illinois. Illinois is like a low Big Ten is still a good job. I think that's still you're in a major conference. You'll play against Michigan, whatever.
But
the fact that I've heard Bielema has some shit in his closet. My point is that Bielema, who was okay, Like, you're talking about a guy who fucking won national championships out of the SEC, a guy who won national championships out of the Big Ten, who's coming in with a great excuse, like Eddie's saying, like, yo, I fucking NFL wasn't cut out for me.
But if you're USC in one of these programs who like can get kids anyways, like Texas
That's what I was just saying.
Texas has never had a hard time getting kids. They've had a hard time like turning them into good players. I almost feel like a program that just popped in my head that would be like an acceptable place and worth it is Arizona. Like a program that's been down, they have like some history, but I don't think he can get the elite job anymore. But if he could take a Power 5 school that has a little bit of history and some money, then he might like that.
Nebraska?
Might be. Yeah, I don't know if
I just think you discount how many people are sitting there in Texas and are so infuriated by how bad they've been for the last 15 years.
I know,
like
but
infuriated. Those people will do anything to win.
Tennessee.
But that's not. I don't necessarily.
Tennessee, yeah.
That's a good
Dude,
example.
187-32 is stupid.
It is. It's preposterous.
stupid.
Yeah, and he's won everywhere except for Jacksonville. But
That's like a stupid route.
yeah,
I think
Auburn.
he'll end up getting a job like that again. I don't think he'll be successful near to the level that
I didn't
he has
know he
been.
was only 57.
yeah. Because I mean, he was like in his 30s, late 30s, I think, when he took the Florida job, coming off of because he had that Alex Smith Utah team that went like 13-0 or
Yeah,
something
they were
like
awesome.
That. They were awesome. And so yeah, I don't know. I think that I think the shine is off of him enough that I don't think Texas is knocking on his door. I just don't. I think it might take a year or two to get his name circulated back in there. He's got to have some image rehab.
All right, let me do a little round table. If you're an 18-year-old, national level recruit, would you go play for? I was about to say Jim Tressel, but he's another scumbag. For Urban Meyer, if you had to pick the litter between any school you want to go to,
Dude, Urban Meyer puts am I a skill position guy? Because all Urban Meyer does is put skill position guys in the league.
it doesn't matter. Any
Running
position.
back, receiver, tight end. I'm fucking going. I'm whatever Urban Meyer wants to say. There may be no better guy that's put running backs,
But
wide
if you're that
receivers, tight
good,
ends
you
in the
could
league
go to
than him.
fucking North Central, who got dismantled
on
in
the
the
list.
national championship game, and you're gonna fucking
Mary Hardin Barreler, shout out.
you're gonna go to the league anyways.
Dude,
I see. I think that's like there's a reason why the best guys get the best players and continue to win and continue to put them in the league. Like he's saying, like that is one of Urban Meyer's things that he can say. He's like,
Oh, he can absolutely
you
say
can
that,
come
yeah.
here, and he's like, I'm better at doing that than James Franklin, than Mel Tucker, than Jim Harbaugh. Like I'm better at getting you to the next level than any of those guys. But I do think like he's had so much bad press that it. Like I don't think anyone's hiring him this winter. Do you? Like there'll be jobs.
No, not this winter, but
Okay.
like if he sits around and he takes a year off and he comes back and, what's his job that, I mean, look at that, dude. Come on, bro. You're telling me one more year of fucking Norvell and Florida State wouldn't at least consider? Dude, they're almost,
Yeah.
it's like it's like dangerous territory for
Oh,
a lot
they're
of these
dying.
programs right now.
Yeah.
Like I said about Miami. Cristobal doesn't work. Miami's dead.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these programs are in such shitty shape, and like their alumni bases are pissed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I do think, yeah, but it's like I wonder if I guess I'm just not convinced that he's going to be able to get the same level of kids because people would negative recruit against him, and it's all you have to do is Google.
That too.
people have short memories, man. You know that.
I know.
People have short memories. Like you don't even you couldn't even name what he did at Ohio State.
I did name it. It took me a second to.
Yeah, but yeah exactly, because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, the Zach Smith shit. You know?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That was kind of like
It's
and I'm
fucked
not.
up.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm
And the
not,
Iowa coaching
to
staff
be clear,
too.
I'm not condoning anything. I'm just kind of calling it like it is.
Yeah.
I just think people like to win, and not even that. There's a lot of fucking money at stake. You don't think fucking Urban Meyer has some powerful people that can get these NILs cooking? I would say
Probably
he does.
Yeah.
I would say he does.
Yeah.
And those people with the money, they typically don't have the best morals, right?
Yeah, I guess the only thing I would say is before when all the it was clear Urban was on his way out when all the Brian Kelly stuff was happening, and I did not want him at Notre Dame, even though he's got the history of Notre Dame, and he's won everywhere. I'm sure he would have been successful at Notre Dame if he didn't have this baggage. But when his name popped up, I made a joke out of it, oh, he's gonna repent and
Can I ask why though?
why wouldn't I want him?
Yeah.
Because I just don't. I think the shine is off of him so much.
But do you think he could have gotten Notre Dame over the top?
No, I don't think he's a better option than the options that are out there for him.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's crazy.
I don't think it is. At this present moment where he's got the sexual assault
maybe
thing,
to go coach a game against, like, maybe coach a bowl game, but you're saying, like, over the next 3 years?
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if I have the choice between Freeman or Meyer, I think I'm taking Freeman.
Chief.
Meyer is. I think the shine is off of him that much because it's been nothing but bad press for over a year now.
You mean that. Personally, you mean
I did not
Urban
want
Meyer.
I did not want Urban Meyer at Notre Dame. I don't think he would be a culture fit there. I don't think it would work. And I think the shine is off of him so much that everyone just kind of like looks at you cross-eyed when you're talking about like, oh yeah, this is our guy. Like he's not a good guy. He needs like legit PR image rehab before he gets another big time job.
Special teams coordinator, Illinois.
I just like, I don't know. We live in a weird world
Yeah.
to think that a lot of these guys in the position right now are great guys.
Oh, they're all people.
You know,
I shouldn't
like,
say it like that.
Come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, a
we
lot
just
of these
live in
guys
a
are
weird
smart.
world.
Yeah, but it's there. I'm sure a lot
You
of
don't
them,
think like any like these power? I'm not going to name a name because I don't want to put that on them. But you don't think anyone's gave a little someone a kick to the ass while they're stretching out?
I see. Like I didn't even really mind that, but it's like that. But that to me is like
That's the new one.
But I know, but that to me kind of goes to your point where we're living in a different world now where like that kick to the ass matters much more to this generation of player coming up than it did to us. Like whose coach didn't, rough him up a little bit at different times, grab him by the collar, push him in the back, get him going, like that kind of stuff. Like I think we all probably grew up with that, so it's normal, but that shit just doesn't fly in today's day and age. So if you have the harboring of the coach who is a wife beater, you have the physicalness with the player. You have the off the field curriculars with the girl at the bar in Columbus. Like there's just like the bong hit on the boat. Like there's just enough on him, and then he lost. So it's just I personally don't see it at this moment that he's going to get another big job unless he has like.
Yeah, I'm not I don't think Urban Meyer's a good guy, but
you
I
hire
just
him.
like. Yeah, 187 and 32. It's just
He wins.
Like,
he wins.
it's just like it's stupid. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Another just real quick comment. I did see that a lot of people hypothesizing that this NIL deal, especially with what just happened with Deion Sanders at Jackson State, saying it's going to really level the playing field with a lot of. I don't know if this is going to be the case or not. I'm just saying what I read, and it makes sense to some degrees that maybe Urban Meyers aren't really necessary. And I say that plural because there are other people cut from the same cloth as him that are scumbags that are still coaching. Like I fucking hate James Franklin. He's up there. Wonder if that'll make a difference. Like, do we need to pay Urban Meyer?
I don't know, man.
$10
College
million a year?
football's in a weird spot.
It's in a really weird
It's
spot.
in a transition phase, but I don't know what it's transitioning to.
I just don't. Any of these fucking blue checks that have been bitching and bitching and bitching about paying players, I don't want to see a fucking single tweet about them bitching about the NIL. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
that's
see it.
coming, Ed.
What?
That's coming.
Oh, it's big time. It's
Yeah.
already kind of coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you got the expanded playoff, too. Like
you got to think, and I'm like, you got to think Emmert is kind of like, is he laughing at this thing or no?
I mean, he's untouchable, right?
Yeah, I mean,
well, that was, we're into bowl season now. And I remember watching a documentary. I can't remember what it was, who put it out or what. But it's like the bowl system, they all have like a tax exempt status. So like they're taking in like hundreds of millions of dollars in sponsorships. And it's just like, wow, we're tax exempt because we're a nonprofit entity. Like how like these bowl games who make millions and millions and millions of dollars for their organizers somehow are tax exempt and have a nonprofit label on it. It's like atrocious how gross that is that they were able to do that for so long.
Yeah, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Probably not.
yeah, it's absurd. I think, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I did have, I guess as we wrap up the year here, Did anyone submit a resume for White Sox Dave to the White Sox opening position?
I
was
am
the
thinking
open
about
position?
doing it.
What's the open position?
Dude,
It's Alyssa Burgundy.
Oh.
It's her, but
Is she leaving?
No, she's there. It's her and a guy. He's going to be the PA announcer at Notre Dame. So he took a different job. So they're looking to fill his role, but it'd be like partners in crime with Alyssa Burgundy, who's become a good friend of mine. And the only reason I don't want to do it is out of respect to her. I don't want people like flooding her shit. Like,
Do you think you'd get it?
No, absolutely not.
Oh yeah.
No, I would do it as a
Would you
joke.
want
but
it?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
So
Number
you're
one
saying
rule
you're
is
not applying
allowed.
out of respect for her?
Yeah, right.
Why is that?
'Cause-
Why I don't understand that?
Because I don't want to poke fun at her career.
I don't think it's poking fun. I think it's just.
I know
like,
she wouldn't even really give a shit, but it's just like I don't want to put her in the
like she
internet
dressed up for
crosshairs.
Star Wars Day or something as, as like a Jedi. She's walking around interviewing people around the same. Like, it's
cool
a fan
job.
experience. Oh, I
Yeah.
would love that job at Wrigley.
Yeah,
walk
I
around
was just surprised
bullshitting?
that Dave. You saying poking fun makes me think you're poking fun at it in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doth protest too much,
Yeah,
sort of thing.
kinda.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I am
no.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but not at. It's not at her. It's that like I would be doing everything I could to make an asshole of myself, and I
Right.
would be like taken away from her trying to be like professional. That's where I was coming from.
Yeah, it could be a yin and yang situation.
Yeah, maybe.
If you think the White Sox got your resume for this, they break it out. What do you think is the first thing they say?
That's a good question.
You know what I bet?
What?
There's no chance he will not say cunt in the arena. He's out.
No, there's no chance I would get it. At all.
I would love.
I would
you
love to be a fucking fly on the wall. Though.
I would love you to get that job, and then you just walk around. And the only thing you have to do is enforce the ban list. So Cusack shows up,
You're
like,
out. Yeah, yeah.
you're out.
Yeah, we could do that.
I try to sneak into
Yeah.
a game. I'm out. Yeah.
The only thing is, it's like you're not allowed to drink on the job. What's the fucking point of going to baseball game if you're not drinking?
You'd have to 3-chi on your way there.
That'd be even worse.
Yeah.
What else?
I thought about applying and like blogging it, and I'm like, I don't want Alyssa to get inundated by her bosses and shit. Hey, why is this fucking asshole applying? Like, tell him no.
I am applying for this new job. It's
And
just
maybe
so-
I'll still do it.
Be funny if Dave had 2 jobs.
Can we like film a video of you? Like a
That's
video,
funny.
a
Like
video
I
resume?
when I was spinning my wheels on 3Chi about this whole potential, like we could do like. Do you remember when Trent made his little bachelor reel
Yes,
when he was like
yes.
on the swing and the
Yep.
suit and everything? Like something like that. Obviously, we have the green screen. We have access to a media center here. I don't know. Maybe I'll still do it.
I mean,
That was
just-
the only thing that like held me back, though. Is like I don't want.
yeah. The idea of you
Alyssa
just like
getting-
throwing people out for being on the ban list, pumping heaters at the speed pitch, like
I'd be a carny. I'd be a glorified carny.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
a carny. Yeah, that would be great.
Ed, have you had any carnies on Dog Walk?
No.
They're hard to pin down.
Yeah,
those
they're tough.
carnies.
They're in town and they're out of town.
I gotta.
That's the life of a carny.
Ed's,
I might have access to one, a real live actual carny that travels with the carnival, like to the St. Helens Fair and shit.
Ed's at
I'll talk to you
fucking
off camera.
the
Well, how do you
North.
know what he's like? He gave you a funnel cake at the end of the night.
No, it's a little closer than that. A little closer than you might know.
Please,
might realize.
could
It's
I
not,
ask one
It's not my
question?
dad.
It's a guy or a girl?
Guy.
Okay.
Fucking teeth rotting out of his face. Hillbilly. White trash as can be. But he takes his line of work very seriously.
It's all that matters.
All right. Last question. A lot of people have been asking, is William Williams coming in next year to start the new year?
No, he's not.
2022 plans, Dave? Anything?
Girl beard.
No, I was out in New York last week. We went out to just a fucking phenomenal dinner. And I will be sitting down with the powers that be at the New York office and setting up a trip to the Dominican or Puerto Rico with Donnie Does to go find the next fucking
I
superstar, the
can't
next
wait.
Albert
Oh my
Pujols.
Cannot wait. That's going to be incredible.
So that is on deck, but it's like an 8-month wait to get a passport, and I've never left the country before, so I got to get a passport. Like, it's going to happen as soon as the New
That's
Year's.
a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
So we're going to go do some scouting and
Yeah.
some LATAM talent. I honestly like. I'm such a
You're
cocky
really like
fucking
getting
prick.
giddy. You're gonna think you're gonna find the next.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go to like some fucking DSR, school. They have like, they have schools down in Latin America and in the Dominican and Puerto Rico, where
countries.
like 13, 14-year-olds, they like their life is around baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and they go to school and do all their classwork. It's kind of like going to college, but you're fucking 13, 14, and then you sign with the team once you turn 16. I really would love to see a kid that I think has such potential that I shoot the White Sox a text, be like, hey, got my eyes on this kid. Just hear me out. He could be really
This
good.
is how Dave ends up leaving Barstool. He has his own. He just turns into
The
a
GM.
power agent.
Yeah.
You're just an agent for Latin America.
They're called
you're fluent.
Buscans.
You're fluent in Spanish.
Buscans.
Hey, Buscan.
It's Buscans. It's a dirty industry.
Yeah.
Very,
Maybe
very
that's your
dirty
calling,
industry.
Dave. Maybe that's your calling.
I think
You
so.
live in
Buscans.
you live in a resort in Dominican Republic. You work for the White Sox, and all you do there
But no,
is you have fun with the
thing.
tourists, you booze, and then you go there and you scout
You don't
games.
work
Oh,
for
it's
the
like a
organization.
combo thing where he works
Yep.
for the resort, but then the resort has a relationship with.
Yeah,
like,
Tens Bar says hello to the
Ed,
women.
you don't work for the organization though. You're
That's a-
you're your own employee, and that you get paid literally under the table. It's a filthy industry. It's kind of awesome. But
I don't
like,
think that bothers you at all.
No, I would love to get my hands dirty like that. I would love it.
I was talking to someone last. I don't know when I was on an island. It was like St. John's or Jamaica. You're talking to an American guy, and it's like, dude, how great is that? You moved down here. He's like, yeah, it's awesome for the first week. And he said the conversation you and I are having is the only conversation I have. Just Americans on vacation being like, oh wow, you live here.
Yep.
So the guy's like after, but maybe you'd like that. You probably don't run into too many Americans if you're scouting baseball players in the Dominican.
No.
So you probably wouldn't get annoyed.
Probably
from
hardly
answering
any
that
at
question.
all. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we have tentative plans built right now.
Why not Cuba? Why not just go another step and just be like, fuck it.
Can you
I'm
travel to
going.
Cuba now?
I think so.
Trump, I
They
think Trump
lifted
would-
it, then they
He-
moved
he
it
think-
got
down.
I think he
rid
put
of
him-
that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably get there if you want to.
You
I
have to
think
go
is the
through
point,
Canada.
though. Yeah, if you want to get to
Yeah.
Cuba, we could get you to Cuba.
No, I mean,
Eddie knows the guy.
I don't want to go to Cuba. As much of a pipeline as the White Sox do have to Cuba.
Well, they already have their system there. You got to go to a place like Curacao or something
Does
like
that bother
Good,
you, Ed?
good baseball there.
Does it bother
What?
you Dave doesn't want to go to Cuba? Do you think he
Well,
should
that's
give
what
it
I
a
was getting
chance?
at.
You think he should be open-minded to
I mean, I don't
communism?
want to enable the regime by stepping foot in there, smoking a Cuban cigar. I know, Ed, you're all about that stuff, but
We got good baseball players there.
that is true. That is true.
Notice the weed.
Have you ever, and this is like on a serious note, have you ever read the story of how Jose Abreu defected to the States?
No.
So Buscans, it's a Buscans like a liaison between players in Latin America and Major League Baseball, and they don't work for anyone in particular, but like they skim signing bonus money off the players that they kind of hand deliver to organizations, and that's what makes it really dirty. Obviously, there's no like rules around it. I mean, there's rules around it, but it's no one's following these rules. You know, like you're not allowed to sign with the team until it's July 2nd of your signing year when you turn 16 years old or later, and these kids like know where they're signing when they're like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Because there's under the table deals cut with these players and their Buscans. But with that, I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think you'd be very good at it, Dave. It's gonna
I
be,
do.
that'll be a great video. So I hope that happens.
And yeah, me and Donnie, we've done a pretty decent amount of stuff together. We play off each other really well, so
Agreed.
I'm looking forward to that. Other than this fucking passport
It's just-
bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's been a good year.
Yeah.
Terrible year of sports.
Yeah. Let's just close the book on 2021. We're moving on.
Yeah, we're coming back super strong. We have a great draft to kick off 2022, and Barstool Chicago will be full steam ahead. All gas.
No breaks.
And DJ, play that shit.